My name is Tristan Chari. I'm one of the 2025 Fagan Leadership Program Scholars. I'm really excited and happy to introduce our video. This is a story about perseverance, faith, and perhaps most importantly, leadership. So what we invite you all to do as we watch this video together is to really step outside your shoes and think about all different forms of leadership. Sam's story is extremely inspiring, the way that he inspires greatness in himself as well as others. So I'm really happy to present our video titled The Power of Purpose, the Sam Hawley story.
I'm Lisa Hawley. I'm Sam Hawley's mom. Sam was my wild man. Sam was a big partier forever, for years. He was running and having fun. And he had a couple of weeks where he didn't feel quite right, where he called me and said, my head feels funny. I feel like I've got a headache, and I never get a headache. I feel a little bit lightheaded. And then he called the day that he had his seizure and said, something is bad, and then he was gone from the phone. And he had a big seizure, and that is the day that we found out he had a mass on his brain. And we made some phone calls from Wilmington, from the hospital there, and got him to Duke.
And it was quite the experience to pull up to a hospital with luggage, to not really know how long we were going to be there, not really know what the experience was going to be. But the fear was the most fear that I've ever felt, and it's probably some of the most fear that you can ever feel. So that right there was why I was just like, I don't know if I want to do this. I didn't have the courage. Like, I love life, I love living, I love what I do, I love who I am, and I love the people around me. And so it was just like, to live, this is what I have to do, and that everything happens for a reason. And when you look at it that way, it's a little bit more understanding. But I just kept saying, why me, why this? I did sit with the PA and ask him questions like, why me? Because he knows all about it, and he was there for me the whole time. Went with me to get the MRIs that night, and so I did find comfort within that. For someone that has experience, someone that's been through it with other patients, I know that he was with me that night for a reason, for a purpose, and I think he knows that too. Once they do wake you up after you have been opened up and the tumor is there, that they start to remove it, they wake you up to make sure that nothing is touched in the wrong way that affects your motor skills, your speech, your ability to move, pretty much. But I could like hear, felt like I was at a dentist hearing that just being sucked out when the tumor was being removed. I'll never forget that, because it's something that, when you wake up and you're in the middle of the surgery and your brain's open up, it's definitely an experience, and it's something that, it's something that you just can't forget. But you can use that, and not in a fearful way, but you can use it in a motivating way, and that's kind of what I did. And everything went smooth, thankfully. Surgeon came out and told the family everything went great. That was definitely great for the family to hear. When I woke up, it was just like, I'm ready to be victorious. I'm ready to win. I'm ready to be stronger. I'm ready to be healthier. I'm ready to change my life. I knew that this was all for a reason. I knew that it was time to change my life in a way that I'd been wanting to change my life for years, but I couldn't figure out how to. And the way that I kind of looked at this is an opportunity to make that change. This is an opportunity to set these goals that I've always had, that I had so much distraction and not any motivation to achieve. But I knew that what I just went through happened for a reason. At that time, I didn't know what the reason was or the purpose of it, but I knew deep down that everything that I had just gone through was for a purpose and for a reason. And I'll never forget seeing people in the ICU that had, tubes down their throat and their heads wrapped just like I did. And it's something that I will always hold close to my heart. And it's something that I will always pray for people that are currently in those positions. And it was just the start of my new life and the rebirth of who I was that day. We got up and they let me kind of walk the ICU floor with the PA who was with me the night before, that just helped me with so much of it. And we walked the floor, and I needed that. I needed to just kind of show myself that, I could do that. When we left the hospital and went to this house that we were staying in, I remember telling my family and friends that were there that I was gonna change my life that day. We were in a cul-de-sac, so I just started walking this cul-de-sac, It was hot out. I won't forget that. Just no shirt. Had just this like big bandage on the side of my head, blood. So I'm sure people saw me like, what's going on here? But I just was walking this circle and just like praying and just thinking about everything. But that why was starting to fade away, and it was more like, this is for a purpose. This happened for a purpose. Started understanding like this has a meaning behind it, and I want to discover what that meaning is. Or like we think it's a glioblastoma. It's not good. It's an aggressive cancer. And so to hear that was it was hard. It was really hard to hear that, because then you just don't know like if you're gonna live, and to like feel that is something that's I don't want anyone to ever feel. You know, it's a moment that you really understand how precious life is. My family, my friends, they didn't know if I was gonna live, and so to know that as well was hard. It was hard because I love life, and when you don't know if it's gonna be pulled, you really put things in perspective of what's important. You know, you really start to understand like how precious life is. That's just really what made me change, and something that I needed. It's something that I would never change to this day, because I'm happy and I'm glad that something like that turned my life around for the better. The first thing I did was I put everything in God's hands. I really did, like everything. And that brought me so much peace and strength. I knew with all that stress and anxiety, I just wanted to run. It's one of the first things that came up after doing that walk. 2 weeks after surgery, I started running a really light run, kind of just a jog. And I would do that. I would jog like half a mile and then walk the other half, and then jog another half back, and then just walk. And I would come in and I would feel so good after that. Like it felt a relief of stress, a relief of pressure. That feeling right there was a game changer. Every day I just started to run, and I was not supposed to, but I did. And I did it carefully, I did it smart. And when we got back to my hometown, it was, I just needed to keep doing stuff. If I laid on the couch, if I laid in bed all day, all I was doing was just thinking about what I went through, and it was pretty much driving me crazy. Anxiety was through the roof, stress, pressure, all of it was through the roof. Those thoughts that just were really hard, where it was just too much. And so I was just like, I just need to get outside. It's where I would find comfort. I would pray the whole time I was running. I would pray. I would pretty much demolish the thoughts that were driving me crazy, and I would yell on those runs too. I would yell. So I'm sure neighbors were probably like, what's this guy doing? But that was like a way for me to express and to get this energy that I did not need out, and this like fear out. It was me controlling the fear. It was me demolishing the fear. And that's really when I started to really understand running and what it is for me, and the love of it. Because I started to do that every day. And I couldn't complete like a full mile or anything like that, but I did have an experience where everything really changed within that part too. And we went up to the mountains with the family, and we ended up getting this house on a river, because I really needed to just hear that water noise of just comfort and peace. And it was pretty cold out. It's October, and I saw the river, and one day I just put on some shorts and walked out, and my cousin came with me, and my dog actually did too. And we got in this river. We sat out there for about 15 minutes, and so we just embraced very cold water. And my sister took a picture, and there's this light that was shining from the clouds. It was God's healing energy on my head. And when I got out, she showed us this picture in that light, and that touched my heart in a way that I needed. It gave me so much peace and more understanding that this is all for a purpose. And I immediately got out and I changed clothes, and I was like, I gotta go for a run. And that run is where it really all started. It was my first run that I did a full mile complete. And I did a mile, came back in, hung out for a little while, and then I was like, I'm gonna go for another run. And I went back out and ran another mile and came back. And then the next morning I ran 2. And then it kind of just started to take off from there, because when I would run and come back, I would feel comfort and peace. And those thoughts, I could process everything a little bit better. I started to understand the importance of movement and the fact that I can do this. I'm just grateful to be able to do it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Running became a replacement for a lot of addictions that I did have. We started chemo and radiation about 6 weeks after the surgery, and that whole time I was running. When we went in to do the radiation to get that mask fitted, it's a big part of the journey too, because it was something when I had to go do radiation, I had to see this mask every time, and that put fear in me too, hearing and understanding what radiation was, and so that fear kind of came in with that as well. And I pretty much made a goal. This process that I have to do, I'm not going to slow down. I'm not going to let it slow me down. I'm not going to lay on the couch. I'm not going to lay in the bed. I'm not going to sink into that hole of this just controlling me and making me feel terrible. This is how I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter how terrible I feel. I'm going to run every day. And I did. It was a 6-week process of chemo and radiation. I had to do chemo every day, and I had to do radiation Monday through Friday. Every morning I would get up and run, and there was so many times when I would be on the couch or in my bed, and my parents would be like, please just rest today, just rest. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, this is what I'm gonna do, because this is what's helping me the most, and this is how I control it. And I would do that. And the days that were the hardest days were the days I would run further. And one of the days I'll never forget, it was such a special day for me, and I felt horrible, and fear was just all within me, thinking like the whole time, like, is this gonna kill me? And this day that I'll never forget, I just felt so bad and was so nauseous, and just was pretty much couch ridden. And my parents were begging me to just stay, and I was just like, I'm not gonna do that. And I got up, and I could barely put my shoes on, but I did, and I went out and just started this jog, and on the jog, it just led from a jog to a full bore just sprinting. And the first mile I felt horrible, but my pace was just increasing in a really strong direction. And when I got to about mile 3, there was these 2 big bald eagles that they're never really seen on the coast, and these 2 big bald eagles swept down really close. I'll never forget. And then when they did, they swept right up in front of me, and they did this loop around me a couple times, and they were making that just beautiful screech sound that they make, that call. And I just kind of stopped and just embraced that. And there was these obstacles. They were flying through these trees and these obstacles and coming back down right over me. And it really made me understand that life, you have obstacles. You have these things that you have to go through, around them, over them. There's ways to do it, but you have to have that mindset to do it. And God sent those eagles to me that day for a reason, for a purpose, because when you see eagles, it's in the scripture, of you mount up like wings of eagles, and you grow strength and not weary, and you walk and you don't faint. And I ended up doing 5 miles that day. The medical team was amazing. Every single one of them, from the nurses to the PAs, doctors, the surgeon, all of them, they were so kind and helped me with every question that I had, and helped me with every moment that I needed someone right there to be with me. It was amazing. The PA was so there for me, and I've never experienced anything like that, because I felt so much comfort from him and understanding from him, and the questions that I needed, he gave me a great explanation. It definitely made me understand how health, it's so important. Our health is so important. stopped drinking and I stopped smoking. I stopped drug use. And I decided that moment I was going to start a run in my hometown. And that moment, the name immediately popped up, and I called it the Warriors Path. And we put together a run on my 30th birthday, Saturday, December 2nd. And we raised $62,000 and we donated it to research for brain tumors. And so we had like 300 people at that event, and it was an amazing event. And the amount of people that came to run, came to walk, was just so purposeful, and it inspired them so much. The Warriors Path is a charity, but we're in the process of turning it into a foundation, and it's something that I know is a part of my purpose. Living life with a purpose is it's a blessing. Going from a patient, I just started to, like I said, I just started to really, I've learned so much about health and how important it is, and just I learned how bad I was with it. Now I've changed it all. I eat healthy, I exercise daily, I put God first, and I pray, I run, I do all these things differently, and my life is so much better. It's so much better. Like, I'm glad I went through what I went through, because if I hadn't, I'd be in a pit, or I'd be in rehab, or I would be somewhere terrible or dead from overdosing. And I also started learning about Navy SEALs and how they train and what they do, and the mindset when you have to go into battle. That's the best way to put it, is I just looked at it as a warrior. I went into that mindset of stuff that I learned so much from Navy SEALs, because during this I kept watching these videos, and I actually had a couple conversations with two guys that were retired Navy SEALs that they wrote me a letter, and I'll never forget it, and it just talks about being a warrior and the strength within that. And I have it framed, and these guys brought so much motivation in my life. I signed up to do a Spartan race in Atlanta. The Spartan race, I look at it a lot like a life. Like, I did the 5K, but there's 20 obstacles. So it's like life, you know, when you come across an obstacle or a challenge, when you face it, you can go around it, you can go over it, you can go under it. There's ways to go about it, but you have to be strong enough to face it. So every obstacle that I went through, I just went full bore into them, and I ended up getting second. And it felt great, like I needed that. I did another one a couple months after that, and same thing. I was like, this is something that, and I'm gonna be the warrior that I am. And I went out there and I did it, and I won. And I had 120 people, and I got first place in it. We got up there on the stage and everything, and you get your award. My dad told him that I was on chemo, and they were very proud to see me up there on the podium at first, and the amount of people that just stopped and were cheering, and you know, that day I provided a lot of motivation and inspiration to people. My story and how I handled it, the definition of a purpose. It's the definition of a blessing and a miracle. And I've been seeking this forever. I just couldn't get to it because I was so stuck. And I'm just grateful to bring my story and my journey in front of others to see how precious life is and how meaningful life is, and to never give up. You know, whether it's a race, or whether, you know, you're competing in something, or whether you're just trying to pass a test in school, you know, take it in and just win. Go at it with that mindset. Nothing's gonna stop me. Whatever it is, just, I can do this, I can do that, I'm going to do that.
And we all face these challenges, but when we embrace them, that's where it's special. That's when you feel your true self and become the person that you were supposed to be. Those are the moments. I was scared, I was discouraged, and I was scared I was gonna die. You know, brain cancer has taught me a lot about life and about who I am and who I've become to this day. And there's a few things that I hold close to my heart. There's 3 things. Prayer, I pray to God every day from the moment I wake up, that I get to wake up, put 2 feet on the floor. Motivation, from what I saw there, from the people that are there, from what I went through. and discipline. Because when the motivation's not kicking, the discipline is what carries you through and what allows you to achieve your goals and your dreams that you're chasing.
It's not about my face being like the face of this. I could be like Batman and no one know who I am, but still do this stuff to just inspire people and to motivate people. And I'm so grateful to be where I'm at now. I met the woman of my dreams, and her name's Taylor, and we are getting married, and my life has just changed for the better, and it's just how I have had this rebirth, putting God first in my life and changing everything that I do. I started another company called Elevated Fitness and Nutrition. I'm a personal trainer now and a certified nutritionist. My fiance, she's a trainer as well. We've got like we're a good team of helping people, and we're just excited to be doing this together. And
so my name is Jackson Olson. I'm a third-year resident in obstetrics and gynecology here at Duke. When I was thinking about my time with Sam and my time in the Fagan Leadership Program, I thought to myself, what was the big takeaway that I had? And my big takeaway is resilience. Thinking about Sam's story in the healthcare field, transitioning to be a healthcare leader, he had to show an immense amount of resilience. We've heard from really incredible speakers during the Fagan Leadership Program, and one thing that I feel like connects them all is resilience. We work in a really, really hard field that takes a lot from us and requires a lot of resilience. And I found that the leadership skills that were taught in the Fagan Leadership Program have provided me with an avenue to be more resilient. And it's something that I will remember for a long time.
Yeah, so when we were first deciding what we wanted to spend our time doing with this project, I think we all knew we wanted to do something very meaningful to us and impactful. And when we heard Senthil tell us Sam's stories, I think we all kind of immediately knew, a light went off, that we really needed to share this story for a multitude of different reasons, but really the value and the power of leadership from a whole different perspective. For me, this was an incredible experience, meeting and working with Sam, as well as the Fagan program in general. I know it has instilled lessons that I will take with me in my career going forward, both personally and professionally.
My name is Olivia O'Reilly. I am an orthopedic surgery sports medicine fellow. So I'm in my 6th year of training and about to enter the world as an orthopedic surgeon, full-fledged. So I've really enjoyed this process and this program. I think what I take most from both the project as well as the Fagan Leadership Program is that leadership can come from anywhere. It can come from an opportunity. It can come from a set of circumstances that you never thought you would enter. I know Sam probably never imagined his journey and how it's turned out, but he's turned it into this, this very beautiful thing and has gone on to inspire other people. And I think that's what good leaders do. They take the opportunities given to them, whether it's born out of unfortunate circumstances or a positive circumstance, and really transform the world. And so I think that's what Fagan leaders will do as they finish this program, and hopefully I can add to that equation as well.
I'm Carmen. I'm a 4th-year medical student. I'll be starting my OBGYN residency this summer. And my most cherished experience of this Fagan Leadership Program has been getting to know Sam and getting to work on his documentary with my team. He's been a transformational leader and an example of how to go through any challenge, embrace a diagnosis that otherwise would have been life-shattering, and transform not just yourself but those around you and inspire action. Sitting in the same room as Sam when he was telling his story, it really captured me. He's a living example of not having any barrier be too big for you when you have a purpose that's written on your heart. And that's why he's a transformational leader, because he's shown that he can bring willpower, his own willpower, across any barrier. He's been creative and humble, kind along the way, and really transformed himself once he found his purpose to help others through this life-changing diagnosis. What motivated us to to translate Sam's story was to be able to show who is the true leader in a healthcare team, and the leader can look in many different ways and hold many different roles. And Sam is an example of a patient leader and someone who took his diagnosis with so much grace and allowed that to transform himself into a leader and bring so many people up with him as he was fighting his diagnosis. And I think that inspires everyone around him. And that's what also makes him so special.
I'm Senthil Radhakrishnan. I'm the Administrative Chief and Clinical Neurosurgical PA at the Department of Neurosurgery at Duke University Hospital, and I was fortunate to do the Fagan Leadership Program. Leadership is not always born in boardrooms. Sometimes it's born in the depth of adversity, and Sam's journey reflects leadership born in such a way. Sam's journey demonstrated critical thinking. He chose transformation over despair when he was dealt with a devastating diagnosis of brain cancer at the age of 29. His journey itself underscores the power of teamwork. He built bridges between patients, the healthcare providers, and the community. Sam's journey was a masterclass in emotional intelligence. He transformed pain into purpose. He turned his vulnerability into strength. Throughout his journey, Sam kept his word. He promised to live better, and that is a sign of integrity. He quit substances. He embraced fitness, and he even returned back to school to overcome his health illiteracy. Becoming a fitness instructor and a nutritional advisor wasn't just a career move. It was a declaration of accountability and authenticity, and that speaks volume for Sam's integrity. Well, Sam's leadership style is not about being perfect. It's about being present. As healthcare providers, Sam's journey illustrates it's not just what we do, it's why we do it and how we do it. And just like Sam, let's all lead with courage, conviction, and compassion.
Sam Hawley, who's a tremendous young man. So the older you get, it's harder to make friends. Him and I hit it off right away. When I heard about what he was going through chemo and radiation, and still the perseverance and the will to get off the couch and to go run, and to be as physically active as he was, which is almost impossible for many fit people, it inspired me. It lifted, it fed my soul. And so anything I can do to help Sam further his cause is I'll make it my life's mission. Motivate yourself to motivate others, and that comes effortlessly from Sam. He's going through chemo and he's going through radiation. He had days where he didn't want to get off the couch, but he made a promise to himself. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go on this run. I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this workout. That's very inspiring. So when I feel lazy, when I feel like I shouldn't do that, I'm like, well, if Sam can, I can. So, get up and get with it, man. Get your ass moving.
Sam is just he's a special guy. He's very empathetic. He thinks more about other people than himself. And the way he's handled himself has really inspired a lot of people. His optimism and his gratitude really kind of sticks out. He's always been a very grateful person, like his whole family is, and even going through a really rough surgery and chemo, he's still thinking about other people and just still wants to help other people. And through this run, I think he's bringing awareness to a good cause, and it's not making it about himself. He's really just trying to lift other people up. And reach out to Sam and talk to him. He's a great guy.
This is huge, obviously, for the community. Sam's bringing a great run for a cause to an area that needs something like this. It also gives everyday people a will to do something. Sam, like many people have said, is encouraging a lot of others, and I myself was encouraged through his run and through everything he did last year to just get healthier. So he's encouraging that all over. He went through one of the hardest things that anybody could go through, so to see him still have that drive to get up in the morning and go for a run, and never stop, sun up, sun down, he was doing something. So I really looked at it as like no one else has an excuse to, not take this one chance at life seriously. People flock to Sam. He's just one of those people that everyone's always wanted to be around. And growing up, the cool thing and the fun thing for everybody to do was to go out, have fun. We like to enjoy ourselves, probably a little bit more than we should. And but as we get older and we learn that, you know, there's more to life than just going out and doing those things, you still flock towards Sam even when he's driving a health initiative like he is now. We've all came a long way, but Sam is showing us the right way to live our lives and to get healthier and, you know, really focus on what's important.
I'm Lisa Hawley. I'm Sam Hawley's mom, and we are at the Rockers Baseball Stadium in High Point, North Carolina. And Sam is doing his Warriors Path run to raise money for the hospital that helped him get through this past year. He went on a Wednesday and he had surgery on a Friday. Sam wouldn't have gotten through the day that we were in that hospital 2 days before surgery without his PA. That man means more to our family than I even have words for. And he stayed with Sam on the night that they were doing all the tests. He held his hand. He was right by his side. He took my place, and I wasn't able to do that. And his PA, and I call him his PA because he's like a family friend and like a family member to us. We love him. He has stood by Sam's side the whole year and 4 months of this journey, and I don't know where Sam would be without him. There's no words for what a parent goes through when your child gets a diagnosis like this. And at first we were too afraid to ask questions, and we just kind of sat, and I did my own research behind the scenes, and that was terrifying. And his PA comforted us every time we had an appointment. Through everything, I can't say enough about the man that was Sam's PA and what he did for our family. He didn't just do it for Sam, he did it for our whole family. Pretty sure I'll never be the same, but Sam would tell you that he wouldn't change anything that's happened to him in the last year. And I think that the night that he got to the hospital where he had his surgery, his PA helped him realize that when he was freaking out, panicked. This amazing man, Sam's PA, I don't think he even realizes what a special, amazing man he is. He saved my family. And I would just tell every parent that I have been on my knees every day. Every single day. Multiple times a day. Praying for Sam, praying for us to have peace. The most important thing that's gotten us through this experience, it's God first, and the people in the hospital that have been kind to us and good to us. And Sam's PA was that person for us who made this bearable.
My brother is out there running in a 25-pound weighted vest. I don't think I could physically walk up a set of stairs in that. And he's out there running like a 10K because he's fine. He's okay. And it's industry I work in. They were on strike. I actually had the entire time off. It was insane, the timing. And I got to just be in Wilmington with him. I stayed at his house. I showed him, like, you know, ways to make things that are probably not great taste good because he has, you know, it's a new lifestyle for him. And I was able to just be there, and that is the biggest blessing. It's insane, the timing, because I was just there. I was there for months. I didn't leave. I didn't want to leave. So I got to be there and watch him get up in the mornings, and I'm like slowly getting out of bed, and he's already been on like a run. after going through everything. And then, you know, he was continuing to go through this, and he just kept getting out of bed and going for runs and working out, and I'm just laying on the sofa watching, and to watch him just thrive and now do like this, it's been one of the most incredible, inspiring things that I've ever heard of. And I get to witness all of it. And like, that's my little brother. Like, I'm so proud of him. His whole attitude towards us has just been nothing but like, it's incredible. He has been nothing but like positive, and that's why he's fine. Like, that's why he's good, because his attitude, I can't even like talk about it, and he's out here raising money for this cause. Like, I mean, I can't even say the words, and he's out here conquering things. Like, it's the team behind him they're incredible. To watch anybody do this is amazing, but to watch your little brother do it is, I mean, I don't even know if I need to tell him. I don't even know if he knows how proud I am of him to be related to him. I'm like, I am so grateful to be here, to be with, like, watching all of this. I think that I'm so impressed with him. It's not even like, I don't know, physically getting to watch all of this has just been one of the coolest things. Like, it is incredible. It is incredible. I don't know what else to say. Like, this is my little brother. We've carried on. We've had a good time. And to, like, I think Jackson even said it, like, or Jay, one of them was like, he's still him. Like, he gave up, you know, all those things, and he's still like, I was like, who is this person gonna be? Who is this now? And he's Sam. I call him Tiny. He's tiny. He's still tiny, and he's still himself. Like, I was nervous at first to, like, I don't know, not just the way that he still acts. He's still goofy. He's still like, he was making jokes an hour after surgery, like crude jokes, and it was hilarious. And I was like, there's my brother. Like, there he is. It's okay. Like, the things coming out of his mouth, I was like, I can't tell you. I walked into that. I remember walking into that room right after surgery, and he was just laying there, and I can't tell you what it did to me. And then the things that started coming out of his mouth, it was inappropriate, and it was hilarious, and it made me feel, it took everything away, and I was like, there he is. He's fine. So he's still tiny. You know, he ended up, at one point we both lived in Wrightsville Beach. He actually lived with me for a little bit, and I was like, oh my God, what is this? And we had a good time, partying a lot, and but we were younger, and yeah, we like to have a good time. And I was like, you know, who is this? Not that that's him, not that that was just all him, but I was like, who is this version going to be? And yes, he is a healthier version of that, but he's still got that, like, funny, you know, wild side that he just now, I mean, he's the same person. He just can run a 10K in a weighted vest, where I took about 5 steps and turned around. It's been incredible to watch him just get, you know, not that he didn't work out, but now, I mean, he's in the best shape. I learned from him. I don't probably take care of myself as good as I should, and I've learned from him to, you know, not just workout stuff, like just a healthier lifestyle. And it's been really cool to, like, well, you know, watch him. And I tried to help as much as I could, or I try to help as much as I can with food, because he changed his diet, and you know, normally that's associated with not being good, but I was, you know, I tried to help him with flavors, and you know, see that the way he eats can be good. And, you know, I remember going to restaurants at first used to be really tough because he didn't know what to eat. And I tried to always just ease him into like, it's okay. And same with like, you know, I mean, we'll go out and he'll just drink an NA beer now. Like, it doesn't matter. It's fine. He's just himself, just a really healthy self. I mean, watching stuff like today, like he got a group of people together and he's out there, you know, and first one out the gate, like such a high is see, but yes, that, but then also just seeing him like happy, like he just got engaged, like, you know, it's such a like, it's my little brother, like, I'm so proud of him. It just like elevates everything because of what he's been through. It's like, everything, you know, and we talk, we've always been close and we talk all the time. And, you know, when he calls me just to say anything, like everything just means like so much more. He has the most positive attitude and spirit. Like, that's why he's like, I think he's okay and he knows he's okay and he's like, I'm just gonna live it up. I'm gonna, you know, do all the things. I mean, I think he was like snowboarding in Vermont like a couple of months after he had the surgery. I don't even know if he'd been cleared to fly yet. Like, he is incredible, and he's never lost that. And that's just look at him, like watch him. It's incredible, and I'm so proud of him. I can't stress that enough. Just watching it and learning from him, and you know, I probably should get in a little better shape myself, but I would just watch him, listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. He's, you know, it's incredible. He's good. Like, I put everyone I know through the ringer because of I've selfishly been, you know, like this, and he's not. He's fine. Like, he doesn't act like that. Where I'm like going through therapists, trying to figure it out, and he's like, he's good. He just goes for a run. So it's something to learn. It's definitely something to learn from him.
For the battle I won, I know there are countless others still fighting. This is for them. Find the warrior within. And never give up.